Sons and Lovers by D.H. Lawrence. D.H. Lawrence was born in Eastwood, Nottinghamshire, England. Born in 1885 and died in 1930. His father's name was Arthur John Lawrence and he was a coal miner. His mother is educated, refined, and she is from middle class background. Conflict between his parents deeply influenced Lawrence's life and writing. So, in this novel, the major theme, and in this novel and all other novel of Lawrence, the major themes is love, sexuality, human relationship, industrial society, and individual freedom. Sons and Lovers, published in 1913, original title is Paul Model, D.H. Lawrence's third novel and his first major success. It is a largely autobiographical, based on his life in a Nottinghamshire mining community. It is a Bildungsroman novel. Bildungsroman novel is coming of age novel, and it is also a Kunstlerroman novel. Kunstlerroman novel is novel of artistic development. The novel explores deep psychological conflicts, especially the mother son relationship. The novel presents the struggle of Paul Model for love, identity, and self realization. Now, let's discuss the summary, themes, characters, and all the exam points. The story takes place in the Bottoms, a poor mining area in Nottinghamshire, England. The Morrill family consists of Walter Morrill, a coal miner, Gertrude Morrill, his educated and refined wife, William, their eldest son, Paul, their second son, and the protagonist of this novel, Annie and Arthur, younger children. Gertrude Coppard belongs to a middle class educated family. She dreams of a cultured and meaningful life. She marries Walter Morrell, a handsome and energetic miner, because she is attracted to his charm, confidence, and physical vitality. But after marriage, she realizes that they are completely different. Walter is simple, emotional, and controlled by physical desire, while Gertrude is intellectual, ambitious, and interested in education and refinement. Their relationship becomes painful because of poverty and Walter's drinking habit, frequent arguments, and lack of emotional understanding. Gertrude feels trapped in her marriage. Because Gertrude cannot find happiness with Walter, she begins to depend emotionally on her sons. First, her hope are attracted, uh, her hope are attached to William, the eldest son. William is intelligent and ambitious. He leaves the mining village and goes to London for a better career. However, success brings pressure and William becomes unhappy. Eventually, he becomes seriously ill and dies. This is a turning point of this novel. After William's death, Gertrude's entire emotional world shifts to Paul Model. Paul is different from his father, Walter Walter Morrell. Paul's father was a physical labor instinct and live a working class life, whereas Paul represents imagination, art, and sensitivity. From childhood, Paul develops a very close relationship with his mother. Gertrude encourages his artistic talent and intellectual growth. However, this attachment becomes a problem because Paul struggles to separate himself emotionally from her. Paul meets Mariam, a farmer doubters. Mariam is religious, intelligent, idealistic, and deeply emotional. She loves Paul's inner personality and artistic nature. Their relationship represents spiritual love. However, problem arises when Mariam wants Mariam wants complete emotional and spiritual union, and Paul feels that Mariam's love is too intense. Paul cannot fully commit because his mother remains the center of his emotional life. Their relationship fails. Miriam wants Miriam becomes a symbol of love based on the soul but without physical harmony. Next, what happened? Paul later meet another woman named Clara Rao. Clara is completely different from Miriam. She is independent, confident, connected with the women's right movement, and separated from her husband. Clara represents physical passion and freedom. Paul is attracted to Clara because she gives him an experience of physical love that was missing with Miriam. However, this relationship also remains incomplete because passion alone cannot solve Paul's inner conflict. Baxter is Clara's husband. He is a strong and aggressive man. At first, Baxter feels jealous of Paul. He sees Paul as a rival. Paul and Baxter even have a physical confrontation also, but later Paul understands Baxter's humanity. When Baxter faces difficulties, Paul helps him. Their relationship changes from conflict to understanding. And eventually, Clara moves back toward Baxter, showing that their marriage is not completely destroyed. Paul is divided between two types of love. Miriam represents soul, spirituality, ideal love, and Clara represents body, passion, and physical relationship. But neither relationship succeeds because Paul's strongest attachment is still with his mother. Gertrude develops cancer. Next, what happened? Her mother health slowly declines and she develops cancer. Paul and his sister Annie takes care of her. As her suffering increases, Paul cannot bear to see his mother in pain. He gives her morphine to ease her suffering, which leads to her peaceful death. After her death, Paul feels extremely loneliness. He feels guilty but also experiences freedom. The emotional bond that controlled his life is finally broken. After Gertrude's death, Miriam wants to marry Paul, but he refuses. Paul walks alone toward the city lights, which represents hope, future, and possibility of new identity. The ending suggests that Paul is not completely healed, but he chooses to continue living and searching for himself. So, the major theme of this novel is mother son attachment, the central theme of the novel. Paul's love for his mother becomes both his strength and his limitation. Oedipus complex काव्य theme है. The novel is often interpreted through Freud's psychological theory. Paul's unconscious attachment to his mother affects his romantic life. The mining environment, industrial and human suffering are also the major theme. The mining environment represents poverty, mechanical life, and loss of natural beauty. Love and sexuality. Lawrence suggests that complete love requires harmony between body, mind, and emotions. Self realization is also the major theme. The novel shows Paul's journey, childhood dependence, emotional struggle, and search for independence. So, Sunshine Lover is a psychological journey of Paul Morel, a young artist trapped between his love for his possessive mother and his desire for independent identity. Through Paul's failed relationship with Miriam and Clara, Lawrence explores the complexity of human love, sexuality, and self discovery.